Chelsea suffered a surprising 1-2 defeat at home to Legia Warsaw in the second leg of their Europa Conference League quarter-final tie on Thursday, April 17, 2025. Despite the loss, Chelsea progressed to the semi-finals with a 4-2 aggregate victory, having won the first leg 3-0 in Poland. Several factors contributed to Chelsea's defeat in the second leg. Complacency. Having established a comfortable 3-0 lead in the first leg, Chelsea may have approached the return fixture with a degree of complacency. This could have led to a lack of intensity and focus, allowing Legia Warsaw to gain a foothold in the game. Changes to the starting 11. Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca made 7 changes to the team that started their previous match against Ipswich. While resting key players might have been a priority with the semi-finals in mind, the unfamiliar lineup struggled for cohesion and allowed Legia to exploit their lack of understanding. Defensive frailties. The Chelsea defence looked shaky throughout the match. Goalkeeper Philip Jurgensen conceded an early penalty and arguably should have saved the resulting spot kick. Poor marking from a corner allowed Steve Catwadi to head home to Legia's second goal. Players like Tosin Adrabio and Josh Achimpong also had difficult performances, contributing to the defensive instability. Missed chances. Despite having the majority of possessions and more shots on goal, Chelsea failed to capitalise on numerous opportunities. Cole Palmer, in particular, missed good chances early in the game. Marc Cucurella had a goal disallowed for offside, further highlighting Chelsea's lack of clinical finishing on the night. Legia Warsaw's determination. Credit must be given to Legia Warsaw, who showed great determination and fought hard for a positive result at Stamford Bridge. They took their chances well and defended resolutely for much of the game.
Chelsea's performance against Legia Warsaw was unacceptable and raised serious concerns despite their progression to the semi-finals. This match was a stark reminder of the inconsistencies that have plagued their season. Defensively disorganized, the defense was a shambles. Conceding a soft penalty and then allowing a free header from a corner is amateurish at this level. The lack of communication and positional awareness was alarming, and individual errors cost the team dearly. Jurgensen's performance in goal was particularly dreadful, and his weak handling directly led to the opening goal. Wasteful in attack. While they created chances, the forward line displayed a lack of sharpness and ruthlessness. Palmer's early misses set the tone for a frustrating night in front of the goal. The inability to convert clear opportunities allowed Legia to stay in the game and ultimately punish Chelsea's profligacy. The offside goal for Cucurella only added to the sense of ineptitude in the final third. Midfield ineffective. The midfield, even with changes, lacked its usual control and creativity. They struggled to dictate the tempo of the game and were often bypassed by Legia's attacks. The experiment of Reece James in midfield continues to look unconvincing, as he gave the ball away dangerously on multiple occasions. Complacency and lack of focus. The most damning aspect of this performance was the apparent complacency within the team. They seemed to underestimate Legia and lack the intensity required for a European quarterfinal. This lack of professionalism is simply not good enough for a club of Chelsea's stature. Tactical questions. While rotation is understandable, the extent of the changes disrupted the team's rhythm and exposed the lack of depth in certain positions. Maresca must take some responsibility for the disjointed performance and the defensive vulnerabilities that were evident throughout the match. In conclusion, while Chelsea ultimately achieved their goal of reaching the Conference League semi-finals, their performance against Legia Warsaw was a disgrace. It was a haphazard, error-strewn display that highlighted significant weaknesses in defense and a concerning lack of focus. If they replicate this level of performance in the semi-finals, their European journey will likely come to an abrupt end. This win on aggregate masks a deeply concerning performance that demands immediate improvement. If you like my contents, please make sure to like a video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching.